All right, hope you're having a great Thursday. We're doing a live stream just to get you prepared and aware that we do have the potential for some strong to severe storms. A 10 weather impact alert is going to be in place the second half of our Friday into the first half of our Saturday. The panel showed in red here, showing up in red. That means we have a weather impact alert. Now, in this case, strong to severe storms appear likely. We are looking at that potential for some strong to severe storms, especially as we get into the second half of our Friday right there, and particularly the first half of our Saturday, particularly late Friday night into early Saturday morning. Once we see these storms move through, and we'll take an updated look at our futurecast in just one moment, the rest of Saturday should be improving. Notice we're in the low to mid 80s Saturday, and looking ahead to our Sunday, we're looking at still low to mid 80s with a 30% chance for showers. So the greatest chance for some significant storms that could in fact be strong to severe is expected to be late Friday night into our Saturday morning. So those are the highlights. Let's talk about our 10 weather impact alert that will begin as far as the timing, the wind, 10 p.m. Friday night through 4 a.m. Saturday. The main impacts are going to be the potential for strong to severe storms. Damaging wind gusts could be up to 70 miles per hour or higher, but we could see some damaging winds as a line of storms moves in. Again, during this time frame, 10 p.m. Friday night to 4 a.m. Saturday morning, and also locally heavy rain. So damaging winds, heavy rainfall are the two main potential impacts. What do you need to do? Well, you need to stay weather alert, certainly during the day tomorrow, and make sure you turn and enable your alerts on your phone to be on. So on your devices, make sure you enable those weather alerts so you'll be notified if we have those watches and warnings, and you can do that on our weather app and 10 News Weather app, and make sure you have those ready to go. Make sure your devices are charged up and powered up as well on your smartphones and your tablets and all your devices. So again, 10 weather impact alert for Friday night into early Saturday morning. So let's recap and talk about these details. Again, we are going to talk about those storms that likely are going to be moving in later Friday evening, overnight, and early Saturday morning. There's a potential for some high winds, heavy rain, and some strong storms. Again, potentially the damaging wind gust and the heavy rainfall. Here's a look at our potential impacts graphic. Notice where we have potential high impact. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour possible. Heavy rainfall, we have that as a middle part of the moderate impact, a little bit lower than the damaging winds, but the next main threat would be locally heavy rainfall that could lead to some flooding. So pretty heavy rain is going to be moving in. As far as the tornado threat, not likely. Isolated tornadoes are possible, but not really likely as far as that goes. Hail could be up to quarter size. We have that as a low end potential impact. So those are the potential impacts. Now let's talk about the big picture here. This is a likely scenarios for severe weather. Matter of fact, Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has an area outlook for significant risk for severe storms. On the scale from 1 to 5, again, the lowest being possible in green, that's for isolated storms. And then you've got elevated in yellow, likely in brown, significant in red. And then, of course, we hope we don't ever exceed the extreme. That's in purple. But on a scale of 1 to 5, this is a level 4 out of 5, significant risk. This is for parts of the mid-Mississippi into the Ohio Valley. Now, that's off to our north and west. But notice this darker shade of brown here. That includes Knoxville over to Crossville. That's for a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk area, and that means severe storms are likely. Of course, we're going to zoom on in, and so here's what we're looking at. Now, keep in mind, when we say severe weather and severe storms are likely, damaging winds, the main threat. Locally heavy rainfall, some hail possible. Isolated tornadoes, not likely. They're possible, but not likely in this particular setup. But again, this is a high likelihood for severe weather. So that's why we will have a 10 weather impact alert, and that's why we're doing this live stream right now, just to bring to your attention, this is not until, again, later Friday night, even over 24 hours from right now, but late Friday night into early Saturday morning. These storms do look to have a good chance to be severe and will likely be having an impact for all of us here in East Tennessee. So that's what we're looking at, a higher risk, a likelihood of severe storms, level 3 out of 5 showing up, coming into our region. So that's what we're looking at as far as the storm potential. So yeah, let's talk about what we're seeing as far as that risk, and again, kind of highlight that. We are looking at that risk even higher, again, coming out of Kentucky, and these storms will be tracking to the south and east. So as these storms move in our direction, they're going to have potential for some damaging winds. We're going to take a look at that futurecast and show you those storms and that depiction in just a moment. But all across East Tennessee, as the storms move southward, we're going to have that chance for some stronger storms. Here's what we're seeing right now, by the way. It's a warm evening. Folks are gathered out on Market Square. And Cassie, do you know what's going on? This is, I don't know if Jazz Night is on Tuesdays. I'm not sure what's Thursdays, but something's going on. 'Tis the season, yeah. Now that we're in May and spring season, about to be in summer, you have those regular events at Market Square. Well, it's been a warm, muggy afternoon. Winds are west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. Let's talk about what we're seeing right now. We'll kind of walk through the details here and show you that futurecast coming up. We are looking at some of these isolated to spotty showers. That not all this is reaching the ground, but there will be a chance for a few of these spotty showers. Here's what radar shows. Again, not all that reaching the ground. It looks like a little bit more of a shower just south of Maryville, down toward Lanier, Benfield, and continue to make its way perhaps near Wallen and tracking off to the southeast toward Townsend. Further north, some of these light showers. So again, there was plenty of instability in the atmosphere, but we had a strong cap in place earlier. So while it was warm, humid, and muggy and breezy today, it was basically the second dry day in a row going back to yesterday. Some of us could see a few spotty showers. High-res models showing that potential as we go through this evening. Now, here's the rest of our futurecast. Let's walk forward. Here's our high-res model. As we get into tomorrow morning, we'll stop it at 9 a.m. But I believe it just updated from the last time we looked at it. It may have slowed down just a tad. But once we move toward from 9 to 10 a.m., there's going to be the potential for some stronger storms. Now, the greatest chance to see these will be across the northern half of East Tennessee, particularly northern counties in East Tennessee up into Kentucky and closer to the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. South of 40, not as good a chance to see some of these morning storms, but this would be an initial round tomorrow morning. And some of these could be impactful and some strong storms. Again, the more impactful storms, the greater chance for strong to severe storms will be coming our way as we go later on Friday night. So here's a look as we move forward our Friday afternoon, looking at warm and breezy conditions. Again, those temperatures expected to be back in the mid 80s at least. It's going to be another breezy day. And then there's more of the storms by midnight tomorrow night. So they're starting to develop and head our way just after midnight. It looks in general to be between about 2 to 4 a.m. I'm stopping it at 3 a.m. Saturday. Between about 2 to 4 a.m., we could see this line of strong to severe storms. So again, going back to our potential impacts graphic, high winds, damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour anywhere within this line. You see what our high-res model is showing though? See these purple, deep dark red colors? That's where we're seeing the potential for some of these damaging wind gusts. So anywhere along this line, this is what we're seeing. We could have a widespread swath, potentially, of damaging wind gusts. Now, keep in mind, it's spring and it's late spring. We're in May. Everything's leafed out. So now when you have some high, severe to strong thunderstorm winds coming in, those trees that are leafed out act like a cell to catch all the wind. And so unfortunately, they could be more efficient producers to catch the wind, and potentially you could see some downed trees and potential power outages. Hopefully not, but that's the potential impacts from those strong damaging wind gusts because everything's leafed out now. So it's the time of year. Once we see those storms, they should be moving through by 4 to 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Tell you what, the rest of our Saturday looks to be rapidly improving and mainly drier. So as we head into the weekend, not all bad. Again, impactful storms Friday night, early Saturday morning, but then later in the day Saturday, those look to be improving. So here's a look at what we're seeing as far as those temperatures right now. It's been a very warm, muggy afternoon. Notice the flow coming out of the south, southwest, and some of the scattered showers already developing in north of Memphis near Nashville. The main low pressure system is going to impact the Midwest into the Great Lakes tonight, but plenty of energy. Plenty of southerly winds coming out of the Gulf, feeding up into the Mississippi, Tennessee Valley, and the Ohio Valley. This warm front, by the way, the humps on this warm front, that simply means the direction it's moving. So it's still tracking to the north because you got a counterclockwise flow around that low. So that's moving northward. We've got this warm, moist, and increasingly unstable air that's going to be present. So next impulse, next chance for scattered storms comes in tomorrow morning and then exits out after midday. Then we're warm and breezy during the day. And again, we stop at just after midnight, Friday night, and early Saturday morning. This is 3 a.m. Looking at that line of potentially damaging winds. Notice that stretches from West Virginia, southeast Kentucky, East Tennessee, right through Knoxville, all the way down into northern Alabama, Mississippi, and even into the Delta region in southeast Arkansas. So this could be a very impactful damaging wind line as it moves through. That's the potential, and that's why we'll have weather impact alerts. And notice that makes it all the way down, and it weakens into the southeast. And there's the rest of our Saturday. Again, Saturday afternoon, and the rest of our Saturday looks to be much better. So here's a look at our forecast. The rest of tonight, we're seeing a few of those spotty showers possibly moving on through. A little bit of a breeze will stay up tonight, and tomorrow for your Friday, storms early in the morning and again late with a breezy wind and a high of 86 degrees. We hit 82 today. We were 81 yesterday for Wednesday. So another warm, muggy day. And again, those impactful storms likely as we get back into our second half of our Friday night, early Saturday. And then looking ahead to next week, we're talking about some isolated to slight chances for showers and scattered storms as we get into our Monday and Tuesday. The next chance for more significant storms could come back into our Wednesday, followed by a cool down by Thursday. Yeah, some of the models are keeping us in the 60s for highs 1 week from today by next Thursday. But we'll have to keep an eye on Wednesday. These could be some more impactful storms that you typically see in the spring season. So once again, just wanted to bring you this live stream to keep you aware and up to date, and give you the information that we are looking at pretty impactful storms potentially that could be strong to severe, especially late Friday night, early Saturday morning, then gradually improving throughout the weekend. You can keep it right here for the very latest, and certainly we'll have more updates coming up later on this Thursday night at 10 o'clock on Fox 43 and 11 o'clock on WBIR. So thank you for joining us for this live stream. Have a good, safe night, and we'll see you back later this evening.